Welcome back, everyone. We now find ourselves at our fourth workout together of the fall, and in this lesson we will be learning to play the second man position in the 3v3 game mode. Third man is positioned between first and third man, and that statement alone should be able to give you some insight already on exactly what second man should be looking to accomplish. Second man's job is to make sure the offense capitalizes on opportunities in the offensive half, and to make sure that first man has good support, meaning if first man passes the ball laterally across the field, second man needs to be there for that. And there's ways to identify when that happens, and we'll talk about that later in the video. If first man gets a 50 that stalls and then is bumped, for example, second man now comes in to pressure the ball. So in this lesson, we'll go over two basic concepts when playing the second man position and how to apply these concepts to accomplish the goals we set for ourselves as second man. Alright guys, for today's warm-up, we will be selecting a training pack of our choice and warming up in it for 5 minutes. If you guys have watched any of my videos before, you know the warm-ups can be similar, but these are the exact warm-ups that I use before RLCS qualifiers, collegiate matches, scrims. So this is definitely the most proven way I've found to get your mechanics like ready to go right off the bat. So jump in there for 5 minutes and we'll come back for drill 1. Our first drill for this workout will be in part from one of our previous lessons on passing. So if you have been consistently watching, then you should already be familiar with this concept. In our introduction, we learned that if first man passes laterally or gives up the ball somehow, second man should try to support and pressure the ball in his place. For this drill, we are going to be taking what is called a snapshot. This means that in the span of about 1 second, you identify where each player on the field is positioned and which way their car is facing, which in the end will help us identify where the space and weakness of the defense is situated, and we can plan our attack accordingly. To practice this concept before trying to do it in a 1 second span, play a ranked 3v3 mode and identify where each car is and where it's facing. A graphic will pop up on the screen now in which I have done my own snapshot to give you guys a reference. The next crucial thing I want to cover, as it's a very common mistake I see even at SSL, which is Supersonic Legend rank, the highest rank, and that is that a common error when people play second man is that they will either be way too far up to adequately support or either way too far back, and first man has no help. And for this drill, we're going to be applying the snapshot to a live game, but only gradually, because to get to that 1 second span that we talked about, it's going to take a little bit of practice. Now that we know we need to be in the right spot, meaning not too far up or back, we need to practice identifying where that spot is. For this drill, go into a ranked 3v3 game, and when you believe it is your turn to play second man, take a snapshot like we talked about. Specifically, you are going to be looking at your two teammates. If, for example, you see your other teammate pushing to play second man, don't follow him and try to go play second man in his place. You got to play around your teammates, so just go play third man, because having a double commit with third man means a goal most of the time. But if you see your teammate is back and your other teammate is attacking the ball, you know you are second man. The whole point of this drill is to learn how to identify this spot and how to quickly incorporate the snapshot method in real time. So go into a ranked 3v3 game and identify where you should be as second man based on your teammate's position 5 times. Also remember that, for example, your second man and first man on your team is slow playing and keeping it close for a 50, you might want to be a little closer to first man when you're playing second man. And guys, if you just look at your teammates, this will be easier to identify and see what they're doing. Like if they're going slow, for example, the ball is just not gonna, boom to the other side of the field. So we got to pay attention and practice taking those snapshots. Now that we have learned the snapshot method, and specifically how to apply it into our second man positioning, we are prepared to go into ranked and bring all of these concepts together. Both drill 1 and drill 2 are meant to help you identify where to play as second man and when to play second man. So we will be bringing those together in a ranked 3 session. For each game you play over the next hour, snapshot 5 times a game, and remember, for this snapshot, we are trying to identify if we are supposed to be playing second man based on where our teammates are, and if we are second man, where we should be positioned based on the defender's and first man's position. Applying the snapshot method requires very quick thinking and analysis, So if you find yourself struggling, you might want to go back to drill 1 or 2 to practice. Remember to get those game reps in. In this workout, we learned how to identify when we are supposed to be playing second man in 3v3, and we learned how to use the snapshot method to determine where we should be positioning ourselves by identifying where our first man is, where the defenders are, and where third man on our team is. The snapshot method will allow you to make better overall decisions in all facets of Rocket League, not just the second man position, so this skill is a crucial one to incorporate into your game. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned for our first mechanical lesson next week, double taps.